Let's see. I'm live. Yay. Okay. So, hi. How are you? I'm trying to do a live simultaneous video. This is Shannon Kringen, Goddess Kring in Seattle. I am a multimedia artist, figure model, and art model, and my work is now online because all of the art schools are having art models. Most of the schools have canceled all of our jobs, but the ones that are still hiring me and all the other art models in Seattle are going online and having us upload images so they can draw and paint from, and or some of them are having us do like live video modeling for students, and some of them are having us do forgot what I was saying. I am here to talk about my Patreon. I have a Patreon. I'm here actually to be a positive, inspiring person for anybody who needs being cheered up. I've been listening to music that I love. I'm going for nature walks, and that is helping me deal with the fear and anxiety. Honestly, I'm more afraid about the economic situation than I am about the medical situation for me personally, but I'm not speaking for anybody else. I eat really healthy. I don't want to get into the stress of that though, but I want to say I'm here and I am on YouTube and Facebook. YouTube, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook. I'm actually simultaneously live on two websites at the same time. I'm embarrassed to say my age. I'm proud of being a 51-year-old healthy human being. I eat really healthy and I exercise, and I'm really into that. I've been listening to propaganda and brainwashing and manipulation and being a free thinker, whistleblower, trailblazer. But I'm thinking of ideas for my Patreon. I have two patrons right now, two women I'm very happy and proud and grateful for, because since I'm known as the naked person who danced around naked on TV, I'm a nude model, a lot of my so-called fans are men, because I'm naked and men are interested in naked women, whether they're drawing and being a fine artist or whether it's more of an erotic, sensual kind of a thing. And I used to dance at the Lusty Lady in the early 1990s. I do admit that and acknowledge that, but figure modeling is not erotic, but I am nude. And so it is kind of a sensual thing. So I'm thinking of things that I can offer. So what I was going to say was, I'm a very multifaceted person. I do photography and poetry and music and modeling. I am also a photographer. So I do so many different things, and I'm trying to figure accounts and a bunch of journals and blogs where I write, and I'm trying to separate out what is it that I can give members only and what is it that I can still offer for free. Ideas of what I can do to offer my two patrons. I have one patron, two women who are patrons of mine. My Patreon is Goddess Kring. If you just Google Goddess Kring on Patreon, you can find it. Teach the next generation. Okay, I'll teach the next generation. Hi. Hi, Adam and Denise and Ezra and Bel Belia and Jack and everyone else, anyone else who's here that I didn't mention the name of. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here with me. I was thinking of what to offer the two patrons I have. I can do exclusive videos. I just actually uploaded. I have 374 photographs that I recently, my friends and I took of me. Some of them are self-portraits that I took, and some of them are photos that my friends took of me, with giving me permission to use them to show to artists to paint and draw from. So is anybody out there interested in painting or drawing me? My Patreon costs, like, you can donate $1 a month or $5 a month or any amount, and some of my content is free. A lot of my content I share freely because I do believe that things should be shared freely, but I also believe that I deserve to get paid as a model. Maybe I deserve to get paid for my art. I've been doing my art for free most of my life. I was used to, when I did my public access TV show called Goddess Kring for 15 years, I did that all for free. I never made any money, and I wasn't allowed to make money. It was a non-commercial, non-profit public television, and the rules were that we were not allowed to try to make money or try to sell anything. But I admit I used that TV show to try to become famous, and I kind of did become a little bit famous, but I was trying to spread a good message, so it's not as shallow. It sounds really shallow when I say I tried to make myself famous, but I was trying to reach an audience and inspire people and talk about sexuality and nudity. What are my interests? I'm interested in whistleblowers and trailblazers. I'm into spirituality. I'm not religious. I don't know. These are some of my interests. I love the artist Hundertwasser. I do a lot of artwork. So I'm thinking just now I uploaded to my Patreon for members only photos of me clothed, not nude. Maybe I should have a section that's nude. I don't know if it's allowed. See, I need to find out what the rules are for nudity on Patreon. If it's for members only, am I allowed to do fine art nudes on there? I'm not sure. Or do I have to be in a bikini, $5 or $10? I can't remember what my tiers are. I'm trying to figure out right now, all my tiers on Patreon are the same because I can't figure, I'm so used to sharing my artwork for free, my photos, my words, my music, my paintings. I'm trying to figure out if I can do nude. I have to be careful with my boundaries on what you just asked me, person on YouTube. Um, I have to be careful with my boundaries. So I am known as the nude model. I'm a nude fine art model. I have danced at the Lusty Lady in Seattle in the early 90s. And I have to be careful with my boundaries here. So I need to have some rules and regulations for myself, for my own mental and physical health and safety. Um, so the person that asked me the question that's controversial, why don't you just private message me or I'll write you back privately? I don't know. I don't know what I should do about what you just said, but I'm going to find out if on Patreon I can have nude photos of myself for people to draw and paint or just enjoy the nude figure. Because sexuality is a totally healthy, natural thing. But in the United States, our attitude about sexuality is not really particularly healthy, maybe, but sexuality is a normal, natural thing. And so I'm a pro-sex person. Yeah, sexuality is part of life. And being a fine art nude model is part of life, and that's part of what I do. I'm also kind of a nudist and a naturist. I've gone to lots of naturist gatherings. I also have really strange opinions that a lot of people are weirded out by, so I have to be careful. I feel a little bit ostracized right now, actually, but thank you for being here. Anybody there who's a positive, encouraging person, thank you so much for being a positive, encouraging person. So I need to find out if I can be nude on Patreon for members only, or if I need to wear a bikini or a bodysuit. Right now, let's see, on Facebook, you probably can't see, but I do have from head to toe, a cotton, so I'm not nude, but you can see the shape of my torso because I'm a nude model. And so here is my bodysuit that's cotton that I've been wearing for some modeling jobs lately. So maybe I can pose in this bodysuit and be, you can see the shape of my torso in order to draw me or paint me. And yet, oh God, I gotta get this back on, sorry. And yet I'm not, from head to toe, I got this bodysuit on, if you can even see. Sorry about the funkiness of my video here, but so yeah, I've got, can you see, like I'm on, whoops, I'm on my, so here's my bodysuit. I should probably get all the clutter out of the way so that it's like if I just had a dark sheet, like a dark curtain background. That's how I used to do my TV show Goddess Kring. I used to just have a black sheet behind my head and one plant grow light shining on me. I used to record my Goddess Kring TV show at home alone, and I used very simple lighting. And so this is my bodysuit, my flesh colored bodysuit that I can model in. So is that something that I should do? I don't know. I just added photos for my patrons, and they're clothed. They're in bodysuit, also in just form-fitting outfits. So that's one of my ideas to offer my Patreon members is photos people can draw and paint. I also have lots of artwork that I could share, or I could do exclusive videos. Maybe I could do exclusive video chats with people who are my Patreon members. Is there any Do you guys have ideas of what I can offer? I've had my Patreon for a few years, but I do have two patrons right now, and I'm very amazed and happy and grateful. One is paying me $5 a month, and one is paying me $1 a month. Um, so for as little as $1 a month, which is 25 cents a week, you could join my Patreon. Um, and I do offer most of my content for free because I do like to share art for free online. I'm just used to doing that. I'm used to only getting paid when I model, and then my artwork is for free. And I don't want everything to be about making money and buying and selling things. And I don't think everything should be copywritten and all about being a control freak and making money. But I need to earn a living. I need to keep money coming in. I am going to apply for unemployment benefits if I can get them. I'm an independent contractor as an art model. I still do have some modeling jobs, but hardly any. There's only 3 or 4 schools so far that are going to have us work online as models. And I used to work at like 15 different places. And so now I only work at like 3 or 4, maybe tops. But that might change. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm definitely not going to depend on the government to help me because the United States government is not very generous. And I don't think that they ever will be. There's always hope, though, that things could get better, but I'm not going to depend on that. So I am going to hustle. I'm hustling. So I'm going to figure out how to survive. I have a bunch of food that I got at the food banks over the last few years. And hopefully, if the food banks stay open, some of them are closed and some of them are open. I'm going to keep, food. I have a very cheap lifestyle, so I'm probably going to be okay. But can you guys think of ideas that I can do? Exclusive videos on Patreon. But I'm wondering, what is it that I should do in the videos? Because part of me, whenever I record a video, part of me really wants to share with everybody, like free in public, and not hide anything and just be open. And so how do I learn to have members only get a public? Um, and honestly, I don't really get a lot of traffic when I do this because I'm kind of weird. I don't know why, but I'm not super popular. Let's see, do a live video for your Patreon, painting a person's set of shoes and make it interactive. That would be cool. Okay, that's cool. I haven't been painting shoes lately, but I do have a lot of shoes of my own that I've been painting. I haven't really painted shoes a lot. I've painted shoes for Tori Amos, the musician that I love, for those of you who don't know. And Tori Amos wore the shoes I painted her on stage in 1996 in Seattle at the Paramount Theater. And she thanked me. She said, Shannon painted my shoes on the microphone on stage. It was an amazing experience. I love Tori Amos's music. Her newest album is called Native Invader. So that's a long story, but Tom Petty's wife, Jane Petty, who was his high school sweetheart, and now his widow is Dana Petty. Another long story, but I've interacted with both Dana Petty and Jane Petty online. So I have interesting stories I could tell. Maybe I should just do short videos for free online, and then if somebody is really into what I do, they can join my Patreon and see more videos or more KRING. And so I have several hundred videos and DVDs and old-fashioned VHS tapes. Some of them have been converted and some of them have not to digital format. Most of my shows were VHS tapes. Hi, Facebook. Hi, YouTube. So most of my stuff is still on VHS, and I don't think I have the machine anymore that converts. So for me to convert all of my old Goddess KRING videos, feel like a celebrity. But some Seattle people think of me, Goddess KRING. How many of you have heard of me? I don't really know how famous maybe I'm just about this famous. I'm about that famous. I'm a little bit. There's a documentary made about me called Typecast Dragon, and I'm really grateful for that. And that was in the Seattle Film Festival a few years ago. I don't know how many people know of me. When I modeled at Seattle Central Community College a few months ago, the instructor said, our model today is Goddess KRING. And I was like, proud and happy that she said that, but I felt really shy about it. So I don't really know how I wanted to be famous in some way. I've always wanted to connect with an audience. I'm actually kind of an introverted extrovert. Like, I'm shy socially, and yet I've always wanted to speak into a microphone or a camera. I've always had stuff inside me that I wanted to share. And I've always thought it would be nice to be famous. And I know that sounds really silly when I say that out loud, but I've always thought that I had ideas that I would like to share with an audience and be some kind of inspirational, creative, uplifting human being. I do paint my shoes. I do non-representational abstract art. You can see on my phone, on YouTube, you can see, you can't really see it on Facebook, but on YouTube, you can see my artwork on my phone. And I don't know, maybe I should be holding up my artwork and showing you. I've done a lot of multimedia. I've done poetry and music and art, and I'm just such a chaotic person. I might even be a little bit autistic. I'm not even sure. I'm on the waiting list to be assessed for autism. So again, I'm just trying to figure out what are the creative things that I can do for patrons only versus freely sharing. So I guess I got to figure that out. And yeah, so thank you for joining me here on Facebook and YouTube. Um, Exclusive videos for Patreon. Yes, what else should I do? I'm going to go for a walk later in the woods. I'm just trying to figure out how to not freak out. I have some opinions that are really unpopular. This kind of feels to me like the new 9/11, but I don't want to get into extreme narratives about nutrition, about health, about economic, the economic world, and about the agenda of what's going on right now, and staying away from other people and keeping ourselves clean. But I think this is also kind of an economic takedown, an economic, whether it's the intention or not. It doesn't. We love Russell Brand, you know, the comedian. Is that his name, Russell Brand? I really like a lot of what he says. And then there's this famous guy in England. I won't mention the name of because he's too controversial, but I like people who are trailblazers and whistleblowers and who question the mainstream narrative. But I also believe in being practical and level-headed and taking good care of my health and my safety. So I don't believe in getting into paranoid theories, but I also don't believe in making fun of people who have different ideas and who criticize, you know, because humans are like parrots and we watch the news media and we repeat back what we're told over and over and over, whether it's true or not. Some of the stuff in the media is true and some of the stuff isn't true. So I'm not, I think it's pretty naive to think that when you watch the news, everything they say is true, but it's pretty ridiculous manipulation. And there are some heartfelt desire to help us stay safe. I think there's a little bit of both. I don't think it's black or white. I don't think I get into detail, but it's up to me to take good care of myself and to be safe for myself. And I hope that you are safe. And I hope you are taking good care of yourself and doing whatever you think. One thing I'm doing is not using toxic chemicals. There's a lot of toxic chemicals in cleaning products that are actually really ironically some of the cleaning products that they sell, especially in the United States where we allow all toxic chemicals. In Europe, they've banned like 1,100 toxic. I would say be very careful about the cleaning products that you're using in your home to clean away the danger of this thing going around. So be very careful. You don't want to have a double whammy of trying to protect yourself from the sickness that's going around. And then you also need to protect yourself from the toxic chemicals that you're using to clean your house and try to be safe. So it's not actually safe to use chemicals that are bad for your lungs. So in whatever way you can. I ditched my cable TV in 2007 because I don't like television and I don't miss it. But I do have Netflix and I do have my internet connection, obviously, and a smartphone. Um, so I'm trying to figure out ways I can cut down my expenses. And so I don't use toxic cleaning products. I use just regular biodegradable hypoallergenic laundry detergent that's unscented. I use hypoallergenic unscented dish soap. And I use like Dr. Bronner's herbal soap, and I use this other like stuff I got at the grocery store on sale that's like herbal, non-toxic, no perfumes, no dyes, no harsh chemicals in the soap that I use. And then I use a cleaner called Bon Ami, which is kind of like Comet, but it doesn't have any toxic chemicals in it. And I think it's pretty smart actually to clean with chemicals that, I mean, with non-toxic, mild chemicals. You don't want to hurt yourself with chemicals. That's just like, that just adds to the toxic load. You know, the pesticides and chemicals in modern civilization is not good for our health. So all the more reason to get back to nature and use a non-toxic cleaning products. I don't use hand sanitizer, and that's why I don't care that the stores are all out of it, because I don't buy that. I don't buy hand sanitizer. If you use it, that's great. If you think that's safe, go ahead and do it. But personally, I don't. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody with my strong opinion here, but nobody's going to make me use toxic chemicals in my house. Thankfully, I live by myself, so nobody can tell me that I have to use toxic chemicals. If I go to a public place and they require that I use hand sanitizer, I'll do it, but then I'll go home and I'll wash that off my hands with soap and water. Thank you very much. Thankfully, one of the art teachers I modeled for recently agreed with me, and she said, yeah, I don't use those chemicals either. She was just using soap and water to keep her hands clean. And when I say soap and water, I don't mean antibacterial soap. I bring my own soap to public bathrooms because all of the soap that you see in public bathrooms now is antibacterial, full of harsh chemicals. I don't use that. You also don't want to kill the good bacteria that's on your skin. You know, just like we have a gut biome in our guts, we have good bacteria that helps our immune system stay healthy and fight off the bad stuff. We have bacteria on our hands. We have fungus and bacteria on our skin. So we have natural biomes on our skin. We're not sterile. Nature is not sterile. So it's like we need to stay clean, but we also need to stay healthy and make sure we keep the balance. I mean, nature wants to be balanced and healthy. So I think that putting bleach on everything and sterilizing and killing everything is not a way to stay healthy. So I am using non-toxic cleaner, and I'm spending time barefoot out in the woods every day, and I'm walking barefoot on the dirt because there's good minerals and good bacteria going on there. So I'm not afraid of that. So I'm doing that and I feel fine. I don't have any symptoms. I don't feel sick at all. I'm also staying away from other people because I might have a really good immune system to the point where I'm 51, but I have a very good immune system to the point where if I get this, if I'm exposed to this thingy that's going on, the thingy McJagger going around, I don't even want to say the word, because I did a video yesterday on Facebook and it got censored. I think because of an algorithm, probably just an automated algorithm, because I said certain words that I think they don't like. So I know that sounds a little paranoid, but that's actually what happened. I did a video and then it said it didn't hold to community guidelines. Facebook warned me that it didn't stick with community current sickness going around and economic stuff. And I don't know, maybe those are buzzwords that are not allowed to be said on public video on social media. I don't know. I'm trying not to say any of those words right now. So hopefully this fits to community standards. You know, the community standard for me is to think for yourself and not let yourself get brainwashed by mainstream ideas that may or may not be true. And I don't mean that I think everything isn't true. I think that there's lots of truth in the media, and there's also things taken out of context. I personally was interviewed by the news about my TV show called Goddess KRING that I had on public access, and they took what I said about nudity and sexuality and pornography. I'm a pro-sexual person. I'm a pro-pornography. I don't love porn, but I'm not against it. And they asked me my opinions about sexuality and nudity on public TV. And I said that I thought I believed in free speech and free expression, but that some pornography. So they took what I said out of context and they made me come off as somebody that was anti-porn, anti-nudity, anti-sexuality, and yet I was known as the naked lady dancing on TV. So I know firsthand that the media can sometimes take what somebody says out of context and edit it in a way that gives a different message than my message was freedom of expression, except I wanted people to be a little bit more considerate to how they're affecting other people. But that's not dramatic. That's not interesting or sensationalistic. So the news media took what I said out of context to fit with their agenda. So you realize when you listen to the news, they're not telling you everything. And I'm not saying this to be all paranoid. I'm just saying that no matter what you listen to, whether it's mainstream or alternative, even some conspiracy theorists, some of the stuff that they say I don't agree with, and some of it I do. And some of the mainstream stuff I agree with, and some of it I don't. And I can't stand people who think that it's all or nothing, that you're either totally into conspiracy theories and you're crazy or paranoid, or you totally believe everything that the mainstream media says. None of those things are true. It's not black or white. Life is more complicated than that. So I am not somebody who will ever make fun of people who come up with different ideas. And I'm also not somebody who will say that the mainstream is just a bunch of propaganda. I think maybe that word, I hope that I'm allowed to say the word propaganda on a public video. If this video disappears, then we'll know. I'm trying not to say anything too controversial other than just think for yourself, and so-called experts are not always telling you the right thing, in my opinion. That's just my personal opinion. I believe in your lungs. So be careful with your lungs. We need to keep our lungs healthy in this day and age with what's going on. We need to make sure our lungs are healthy. Thankfully, I have never had a lung issue. I've never smoked in my life. I don't even drink alcohol. I hate alcohol. I'm kind of like an Amish person. I'm like the naked Amish person. I don't drink alcohol. I hate alcohol. People have asked me how I have the willpower to not drink. I hate alcohol. That's how I have the willpower. I don't like it. It makes me feel horrible if I drink alcohol. Ugh, I don't like it. My dad's the same way. He never drinks anything. My mom has an occasional glass of wine. My parents divorced when I was 4. My mom has occasional wine, but my dad and I both hate alcohol and we just don't drink at all. And I've never smoked. And I don't even like marijuana. It just makes me sad and I just need to lie down. So I don't do any drugs. And so I'm not really your typical person. Um, I have synesthesia. I see shapes when I hear music. I'm highly sensitive. I might be a little bit autistic. I don't even know, but I know that I am an open-minded creative thinker, and I love trailblazers and whistleblowers if they actually have something valuable to say that will help people. So I will never conform and march to the meat grinder. I will never make fun of people who have different ideas, who are trailblazers. The Wright brothers who invented flying, the doctor who first came up with washing your hands, who was ridiculed and made fun of. The people who, when we used to think the earth was flat, the people that said, no, I'm ostracized because my opinions are a little bit different. So I say think for yourself and don't march to the meat grinder like the movie Pink Floyd, The Wall. Use your own inner wisdom. But I guess not everybody is wise, so maybe I can't say that to everybody. But for me personally, I think I'm a wise, smart, intelligent, open-minded person. I also eat really healthy. I don't eat junk food, which makes your brain kind of dumb. It kind of dumbs you down if you eat a lot of sugar and carbs and processed white flour that comes in boxes. I guess I sound angry because I am angry at the food industry that poisons people with junk food and gets them hooked and addicted to sugar and flour. I don't eat sugar or flour. I eat occasional, like I got some of that ginger candy from Trader Joe's recently. That's got sugar in it. So I'm not going to tell you that, but that's the truth. But okay, so I sound angry, don't I? I'm a little angry. I'm a little defensive and a little angry. How are you today? No, I'm okay. So this video is supposed to be about what can I do for my Patreon members. I guess I'm going to share photos of me as an art model, and people can draw and paint from that. And then I'm trying to think of what else I can give Patreon members only. So maybe I should go for now and I'll be back later. Thank you for being here, whoever's here. Hi, Facebook. Hi, YouTube. I am simultaneously broadcasting on YouTube and Facebook. With my webcam on my PC computer, I'm on YouTube. And with my, it was controversial that got erased by Facebook or censored or whatever. I don't know. They won't let me share it publicly. It's just a black screen that says video processing. And then I get a weird message that says something about community standards. But I can still see my Facebook video, but apparently I'm the only one that can see it, which so I feel privileged that I'm allowed to watch my own video, but nobody else can see it. So I pointed my Canon, my real camera that's a Canon, I pointed it with a tripod at my computer screen last night and I recorded the controversial video and I'm going to upload it. Should I upload that to my YouTube and see if it is allowed to be there? There's 4 parts because it's 38 minutes long. Or should I put that on Patreon? I don't even know. Like, that's the thing. I don't know what my patrons want to see versus, like I'm such a diverse, complicated person. Some people like me because I'm an art model and I'm nude or clothed, but I'm a model. Some people like my abstract paintings and drawings. Some people like my photography of animals. Like some people like my poetry. Some people like my music. I guess my music and poetry is not as popular as my photos. Maybe people like my photos. What is it that people like? Like I'm trying to figure out what the audience likes, but I'm also trying to figure out what do I actually like? What do I enjoy sharing? Like right now, there's only 3 people with me on Facebook, and on YouTube, I have no idea how many people are here. Maybe just 2 of you. I don't even know. So I'm really not very popular, but I am Goddess Kring. Supposedly I'm famous in Seattle. I don't really think I'm famous anywhere else, but I know that sounds silly. So Sorry if anything I said is offending anybody. People tell me that I shouldn't apologize for myself, but I'm such a weirdo. How can I not apologize? Because a lot of my opinions offend people. A lot of my opinions piss off people and push their buttons because I have unusual opinions. So how can I not say I'm sorry for some of my opinions? You know, I feel like it would be rude for me to not apologize. If I'm hurting anybody's feelings or I sound insensitive, I am sorry about that. But I do care and I do have empathy. Um, okay, you like all my photos, exclusive video. Okay, so if anybody out there is listening, when I ask, I usually don't get a lot of feedback. Okay, what is it that you like about my art? Do you like that I'm a model? Do you like my photos? Do you like my abstract, non-representational art? Do you like my music, my poetry, my writing? I'm in a bodysuit right now. Can you see I'm in a flesh-colored bodysuit. Can you see Facebook? Facebook. I'm in a cotton flesh-colored bodysuit. It's really hard to show on my webcam, but from head to toe, I'm wearing a flesh-colored bodysuit. And then on the webcam, you guys can see on Facebook, hi, I'm in a flesh-colored bodysuit, and on YouTube, flesh-colored body. It's sad that we live in a culture that thinks nudity is so dangerous. It's not like I think everybody should just be naked all the time. But then again, I wouldn't care. Like I've been to clothing optional. There's this great place in Florida called Sunsport Gardens in Loxahatchee, Florida, and it's a retirement community and it's clothing optional and everybody's nude and it's family friendly. There's rules about sexuality. If you want to be at all sexual, you have to do that in private, just like any normal place. But you know, it's safe for kids to be nude and their parents are there, and it's like a safe, family friendly kind of naturist, clothing optional community. So to me that seems normal. So if everybody was walking down the street naked, it wouldn't bother me, but I guess it would bother most people. Most Americans would not like that. So a lot of people think clothes, it's very sexual, and sometimes it's not. um, Other people are offended by nudity because they think everyone should look like a Hollywood movie star, and let's face it, even me, I'm a model and I don't look at all like a Hollywood movie star. I'm not a Hollywood movie star. I've got freckles. I have a little bit of lipstick on right now, but I don't. 38 triple D. My natural breasts were 38 triple D. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying I was well endowed with my breasts. I had 38 triple D breasts and I had them reduced. And after my surgery, I was a 36D instead of a triple. Wait, 30. No, I was 38 triple D. After surgery, I was 38D. And then I got more fit and I became 30. I think I'm 36 right now, 36D, but I'm more like 36C because I've lost so much weight. I'm getting a lot leaner. I'm also an older person at this point. So my breasts are a lot smaller. So I'm just saying this because I'm a nude model, but I've had surgery. So I have scars. I have breast scars. I'm not perfect. I don't shave my armpits. I don't shave my pubic hair. I don't shave my leg hair. I shave sometimes. I hardly even have any. I don't have as much leg hair as I used to. I don't know why I'm telling you all of this. Why am I telling you this? I have natural body hair and I don't think it matters. Like if a man wants to shave or not shave, that's fine, or wear makeup or not wear makeup. If a woman wants to shave or not shave or wear makeup or not, it's all fine. Like I feel like as humans, we should be free to choose if we shave or we don't, if we dye our hair or we don't, if we wear makeup or we don't. And I'm including men. If a man wants to wear makeup, that's fine with me. Um, if a woman doesn't want to wear makeup, that's fine with me. Another reason why I think I'm autistic, because a lot of autistic people are androgynous and they don't really care that they're a man or a woman. Like I definitely am a woman. I'm attracted to men. I date a man. I'm heterosexual, but I don't really care. Like I'm a female, but I don't really care. Like I'm not all hung up on I'm a woman versus I'm not a man. I feel kind of androgynous. I feel like a tomboy. I feel like I have a lot of masculine traits, and I don't want anybody to boss me around. So I guess I am a feminist. I believe in equality. I believe women should be paid equal to men. Um, so I'm a feminist in that way, equal rights for men and women and transgender and non-binary. I mean, the full spectrum of gender should all have equal rights, in my opinion. But I'm not really attached to being a female, and I don't even care if people think I'm a guy. In fact, I'm kind of built like a guy. Like I have big shoulders. I mean, I have boobs like a woman, find out Shannon has broader shoulders than most women. Shannon has narrower hips and a thicker waist. So I'm built, my skeleton is built a little bit like a guy, quite literally. And in fact, when I dress up in a fancy dress and put makeup on, I feel kind of like a drag queen. Like I feel kind of like a guy, even though I know people say, no, you're definitely a woman, Shannon. You look like a woman. My hormones are definitely female. But I kind of feel like a guy sometimes. Like I feel like a heterosexual female sexuality wise. But in terms of my gender, maybe I am kind of androgynous and like I don't really care if I'm a man or a woman. I don't really care. Like I appreciate men who are in touch with their feminine side and women who are in touch with their masculine side because that just seems more balanced to me. And I'm definitely feel in touch with my masculine side. In fact, maybe I need to get more in touch with my feminine side. Um, removed almost a pound from each breast. And now I miss it. Now that I'm older and my hormones are changing, my boobs are kind of shriveling up. And to be honest, I'm like, I kind of miss my larger breasts, but they're really not comfortable. Having really large breasts is kind of embarrassing and uncomfortable. And I had like red marks from my bra. Like I used to jog and I had these really big boobs and it would make red marks on my shoulders and it actually really hurt. And I felt really self-conscious and it was hard to find bras that fit me and everything. I was just bulging out of everything. And now I kind of miss having, fuller breasts, but then again, it's okay. So I kind of grieve that sometimes. I kind of wish, I kind of regret that decision of having breast reduction sometimes. It was in 1993 when I had breast reduction. I was 25 years old. It was here in Seattle at the University of Washington Medical Center. Um, So thank you for listening. Maybe I should take a break and do another video later. I'm going to upload the controversial video I did in 4 parts on YouTube or Patreon and see if it can stay. I'm not even going to try to put it on Facebook because Facebook is getting really strict on some of they're censoring some free speech, I think, when it comes to this medical emergency, this medical/economic emergency that we're in. I think they are looking for certain keywords and maybe they're trying to stop misinformation, not realizing that actually some of the mainstream news, in my opinion, is misinformation. But never mind, that's not for me to say. That's not for me to say. Everybody think for yourself. So question everything and do whatever you think is right. Take good care of yourself and be careful. But I would say question everything and don't just march to the meat grinder and don't just be a conformist. Think for yourself. That's why I don't use toxic chemicals to clean my house. Like a lot of people buy a bunch of harsh chemicals thinking they're going to be healthy by sterilizing everything, ironically endangering the health of your lungs by inhaling toxic chemicals. So be careful. You don't want to get the sickness going around, but you also don't want to inhale toxic fumes that would hurt your lungs quite literally and cause respiratory problems in your health. So be careful with that. That's my opinion. And eat in a way that helps your immune system. Mostly I do intermittent fasting, 16 hours a day I don't eat, and then I eat in an 8-hour window. I don't eat sugar and carbs. I mostly eat protein and fat. And whether it's a vegan, vegetarian, omnivore, carnivore for me, so that's what I do. I especially eat liver, which is really high in vitamin A. It's like taking a multivitamin. I would rather eat liver than take a multivitamin, but some people would rather take vitamins. My dad, for instance, is mostly vegan/vegetarian, and he would rather take a whole bunch of vitamins, absorbing the vitamins and the minerals. It's very bioavailable. Um, Animal fat and protein is very bioavailable to the human body, and plants may or may not be as bioavailable. People fight and argue about it all the time. I know that I feel better. My brain feels smarter and more alert ever since I've been eating more animal products. So I'm eating meat and dairy, and I eat vegetables and fruits still, and I eat nuts, and I eat seaweed and sauerkraut and all that kind of stuff. Um, so thank you for being here with me. I will do more. Thank you for your kindness. I know that I am, I identify with Tori Amos. I feel like I am garlic and anchovies. I mean, Tori Amos has said that about herself, that she is garlic and anchovies, not everybody's cup of tea. I feel similar. I feel like I am sort of like garlic and anchovies in my own way, or maybe I'm like bittersweet unsweetened chocolate. That's what I get from Trader Joe's. I get unsweetened, literally unsweetened, no fake sugar, no real sugar, very bitter dark chocolate. It's from England. It's amazing. It's called Absolute. Thank you for listening. I'm going to get Linwood Artesian well water soon for free. Feel grateful that I have access to that. No fluoride, no chlorine. Excuse me. For 8 years, I've been drinking a natural artesian water from Linwood near Seattle that has no chlorine and no fluoride. It's got natural minerals in it, and they test the water all the time to make sure it's safe. So thank you for listening. And again, I'm sorry if anything I said offended any of you. I have good intentions. I do care about other people, and I care about myself. And I feel very angry and defensive about a lot of things because I have unusual opinions that don't fit in with mainstream America at all. I'm totally not a mainstream American at all. So I realize that I offend a lot of people with what I say, but I need to speak my truth. And if you don't like me, that's okay with me. I wish more people liked me. I wish I liked more people. I guess I'm not really a people person, even though I'm here sharing with humans online. So I guess I do want to share with other humans. My cat is, I don't know where my cat is actually. My cat is taking a nap somewhere. I actually put a teddy bear in my window because they're saying that little kids going for walks with their parents are looking in windows for teddy bears. And so I put a teddy bear in my window, hoping some little kid will appreciate that when they walk by. I'll be back later. I'm going to try to improve my Patreon and see if I can get more members. And I will still freely share a lot of stuff for free online. I want to keep sharing for free, but I also need to figure out how to continue my income stream. So this is Shani Kring and Goddess Kring. I have a Patreon if you want to check it out. It's Goddess Kring Patreon. I also have a free radio show. You can listen to my radio show on Mixcloud. If you just Google Goddess Kring, Shannon Kringen, it'll take you to my website and you can see photos, music, poetry, videos, journal entries. I have really weird spoken word music that I did with Claxton Kent, who lives in Portland. I did some cool, like I wrote poetry and we turned it into music, me and Claxton Kent. And there's a lot of photos, and I've been sharing online for literally 20 years, since the year 2000. I've had shannonkringen.com is my website. I've had that for 20 years online. I used to do a public access TV show called Goddess Kring from 1996 to 2011 every week. Yeah, so thanks for listening to my monologue. Bye for now. I hope you got something out of this. I genuinely hope that somebody else got something out of this. I know that it's therapeutic for me to just talk because I'm kind of shy in some ways. And so this is how I people that I'm close to that really don't even agree with what I'm saying, which probably means I need to find new friends. But oh well, I'm doing my best. Kind of a loner anyway, so maybe that's okay. I don't have any brothers. I don't have any sisters. I'm an only child. I'm left-handed. I am. I never had kids. I've never been married, and I've never had kids. I'm probably a little bit autistic, but I'm really smart. So I'm not saying that to put myself down. I'm just saying that I think my brain is different. I've known as an autistic trait. Autistic people who kind of go on and on and on and get carried away, and everyone's else is like, this person is weird. Like, I know people think I'm weird, and that's because I am weird, but I can only be myself. That's all I can do. That's all you can do, is be yourself. So we're all here together. So at least I can do artwork and I can model. That's how I contribute to society. I'm really good with my cat. I'm really good with my houseplants. What are you good at? What are you grateful for? So just wanted to say that, and I will be back later. And this video is hopefully going to stay on YouTube and Facebook. So yeah, for those of you who's just joining me, I am in my I'm in my flesh-colored bodysuit. Can you see on Facebook? I'm on YouTube. You see my flesh-colored bodysuit, and on Facebook, I'm in my flesh-colored bodysuit that I model in. I'm an art model, and whoa, my chair is messed up. I need to relax. I am a little stressed out. So I think I'm going to go for a nature walk and be in the woods. Maybe I'll bring my camera with me and do a live video from the woods. Yesterday, I sat on a tree stump, and you could hear the birds, and I did like a meditation out in nature. It's important to stay in touch with nature and eat really healthy and get a lot of sleep and drink a lot of fluids keep your body healthy, then media is not talking enough about what we can do to help our immune systems function at their highest level. Whatever your potential is for your even if your immune system is weak, you can still eat in ways that helps it, you know? Like just because you have immune system issues doesn't mean that you're a victim. It means you can still, all the more reason to really be careful and try not to eat sugar and carbs because it suppresses your immune system. So it's good to eat mostly protein, rice cakes, and processed, highly refined carbohydrates are really not good for the body because it raises your insulin level in your body and suppresses your interferon response. So it's harder to fight off sicknesses if you eat a lot of sugar and carbs. Um, so that's the main thing that I wanted to say. So thank you for listening. My name is Shannon Kringen. My website is shannonkringen.com, Goddess Kring. I'm a multimedia artist and an art model trying to figure out how to improve my Patreon. I have 2 patrons. Thank you so much. I have 840 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you for, if you're one of my YouTube, go to my YouTube channel. It's Shannon Kringen. If you want to subscribe, put the thumbs up, put the like, that's what I'm supposed to say. On Facebook, I'm supposed to say, hey, everybody, if you like what I'm doing, go to YouTube. But I know I'm really weird, so most people probably don't like what I'm doing because I'm weird. But go to YouTube, Shannon Kringen on YouTube, and click like and thumbs up. I got 2 thumbs up, like and thumbs up. I've been doing this for 53 minutes. Can you believe that? So thank you for listening. I need to take a rest. So this is Shannon Kringen, shannonkringen.com, Goddess Kring, multimedia artist and art model. Okay, so thanks for listening. YouTube and Facebook, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, and YouTube. Have a nice day, everyone. Figure out anything you can do that you'll enjoy, which will help your immune system because it will calm your nervous system down. If you do something that you enjoy, it increases the serotonin and dopamine in your brain. If you do something you enjoy, if you watch the news all day, it's probably going to stress you out. So be careful. I'm limiting how much news I watch. Once stressful. So for me, it helps to walk in nature. It helps to be with my cat. I'm getting a lot of sleep. Yeah, so there it is. And listening to Tori Amos music, which cheers me up. And Tom Petty and Tori Amos are my 2 favorite songwriters, so I listen to them a lot. Going for walks every day. So be careful, everyone. I'll see you later. This is Shannon Kringen, Goddess Kring in Seattle. Thank you for joining me. Anybody who's here, thank you so much for joining me. And I am sorry if I offended you with anything that I said, but I don't have control over what you think of me, so there it is. I can't control what anyone else thinks of me, so I have to just do my best. It's the same for everyone, I guess. I don't like being fake. What can I say? I can't stand being fake, and so I'm not being fake right now. So thanks for listening.